Hey guys, welcome back. So today on Modern Masters Auto, we finally get to tear into some bi-turbo magic on film because we've been so busy, we haven't got to film one of these, so I'm excited to do this one for you guys. We're pulling this engine out. The engine's toast, it's smoking, a lot of bad things coming from it, but we're gonna check out the things done to this engine. It has big turbos, has some Weistec parts. We're gonna undress this engine so it's ready for the machine shop. And then hopefully by the time we're done all this, the wagon's bi-turbo engine's done, and then we'll show you how to put it all back together. So for you guys, it won't be that long, but for us, it's been months dealing with the machine shop, dealing with getting parts from all various 63 engines. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, as you guys can see, it's just billowing out smoke there. And as it gets warmer, it just is profusely more. So I'm not gonna kill us, but that way we can see it. All right guys, so we have to pull this engine out today. And to do that, we need to get rid of all this plastic stuff and store it away. I got the totes out already, so we're gonna load up the totes of all this stuff that doesn't belong. But before that, I need Rusty to get it up in the air, and we need to drain out all the fluids, engine oil, coolant, all of that good stuff, so this can come out nice and dry without pouring all over my head. All right guys, we are pulling the engine parts off, setting these ones, since these are fragile, we're setting them in the trunk. This is what I always do with all my customer builds. All the fragile stuff I set in the trunk, but before I do that, I either lay an engine cover down or a bunch of pig mats. That way it doesn't dirty up their trunk, but it keeps all the fragile parts safe and to the correct car. And now it's time to pull the intakes off. They will go in the trunk as well, keep them from getting scratched up. And there's a connector here. This is a filter connector. Filter sensor goes in the back of the air box right here. You want to unhook that right here, then you can remove it. You take the rubber covers off, they can go back there as well. Oh, I see Weistec goodies in there already. This customer had already put some money into this vehicle before with the Weistec turbos. You can see, must have Weistec downpipes. I see the Weistec heat shields to the downpipes. Weistec blow-off valve right there goes to the red pipes, and then the Weistec meth injection ports. So all of that probably contributed to helping this engine wear out a little faster. As it was OEM, and it looks like we have some oil spillage, front covers leaking. That's normal on these. We'll have to check the ECU for wicking. We'll check all these connectors, but we will do that once we remove the harness. And you can see the vacuum lines ran for the meth injection, as it is boost reference. All right guys, and before you start draining any fluids, it's a simple thing. Just pull all the caps off. That way look at that.
Don't touch that, it's hot.
That is hot, she's toast. Pull the caps off so there's no pressure and all the fluids will drain out much easier. Looks like the turbo coolant is empty anyway. That's always a good sign. And we will check the health of the turbos while we're there and make sure they're all good in the hood. Any other caps I need to remove? That should be it. Let's send her up. All right, guys, so we have to take out all the under shields here. There'll be 3, and this car does have all of them, which is rare, I will say. But look, you can see the Weistec downpipes into a catless midsection into an X pipe. That's why this sounds pretty good. Has the Weistec 7-speed transmission pan, and oh, look at this. That is not a good sign. If you use red silicone, I'll be honest, f you, seriously. That is ridiculous. I wouldn't put that on a 92 Mitsubishi, let alone a $100,000 Mercedes. Just use the right stuff.
That's what happens when you use the wrong stuff.
The wrong stuff, man. The wrong stuff, I will say. But all right, let's get these undershields off and get this taken care of.
Start off by draining the oil here.
All right, get the oil drained up. Did the silicone go into the oil pan? Just a red glob comes out of it. What color is it going to be today? Oh, that is some dirty oil. What do you think?
Smells like silicone.
All right.
I would say it's Ames oil, but I saw liquid moly containers in the trunk.
Yeah, it looks like quality oil. It's just old. It's really quality oil, just old. Yeah. It's not the oil's fault, people. It's not the oil's fault.
All right, oil is drained. Now for the coolant, I can get my screwdriver so let it drain out. And while it drains, we are going to eat some lunch. And while we're at it, we might as well drain the transmission fluid as well. And I'm glad we did. It's nasty.
All right, guys, we're gonna put the car in neutral, and then I'm gonna disconnect the battery so it stays in neutral. The ISM will be stuck in neutral. That way we can drop everything without being stuck in a gear. First, he's gonna squeeze a little booty in there, and you hear the ISM go into neutral, and then I'm going to pull a fast one and just disconnect the battery. Just 1, 2, and 3. And that's all she wrote. She is done ski. She is now in neutral. All right, Rusty, what do we got going on now?
I'm gonna cut up some of these zip ties that are holding a lot of these lines together. And I'll get a plan on how I'm going to keep as much attached to the engine as possible, but not leaving it attached to the car. So like vacuum lines, fuel lines. There was a message in there that said, stop engine oil too low.
Ooh.
So I don't know what that's about.
All right, guys, we are evacuating the AC, and then we can move forward and dropping this bad boy, checking her out.
Okay, I'll go ahead and disconnect the fuel line.
Oh, you don't want to put a pigment or something under that? Or no, let's just spill fuel everywhere. Sherlock. Who does that? There you go.
I don't want to.
Put it right here. Why are you putting it under the car?
Or the fuel is leaking already.
It already leaked.
Yeah, I'm trying to prevent that.
Yeah, but now.
That's okay.
I wanted it right there.
It's fine.
Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I would have totally put it up here though.
I wouldn't have put it on there at all.
You gonna pull the hose off or?
No, it was jammed. I didn't want to.
Oh. It was jammed.
It was jammed.
I'm sure you jammed, Karen.
It's about time you show us something.
I'm gonna show the viewers an ass whooping. You guys ever seen that? You know, on YouTube?
And it looks like most of the meth injection harness gets its power and ground from over here. So I'm trying to keep all this together so it'll go back exactly where it was when we put the engine and harness back in. There's coolant leaking on the ground. So should I put it up here or down below?
Oh wow. Wow, you really do want your asshole today. You're so funny. If it was up to you to put the pig mat somewhere, it'd just be like lost somewhere on your toolbox.
If it was up for me to put the pig mat somewhere, it'd still be on that shelf over there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's be for real. All right, what are we disconnecting now?
This coolant hose here.
Okay, so that's disconnected.
But it runs into the fender here.
Might have a trunk tank.
It does not.
Might have a fender tank.
All right.
There really is.
Oh, okay.
You never heard of that?
A fender tank? No.
Alpha Motorsports makes a fender tank.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on this, but
It's not.
so where does that coolant hose go? So what do you guys think? Is it a fender tank or a trunk tank? We'll find out. How do you get this?
Well,
Where's the pliers? I just thought you were using this in like some special angle to like click it back or something. I don't know. But there's no pliers out here, and I sure as hell wasn't going to go find them. Not in that toolbox. Did you just find these again? Weren't these missing forever?
yeah, they appeared.
We do not need that where we're going. All right. All right.
It's still in there. They must have forgot to drain the fender tank.
You probably didn't drain the fender tank, knowing you're supposed to. We're going to undo the AC line here or off the compressor?
Right there.
Okay. All right, guys, when you do these AC lines, make sure you put the nut back because I always see people losing them. You don't want to lose that. There's not many nuts that go into building a Mercedes, but that is one nut you will need. All right, so we gotta make sure everything is unhooked from the firewall. Did you get the heater core line?
I'm doing it now. Where's my heater core tool?
Heater core tool activate. And all this map stuff is undone. There's a rubber line that goes to a plastic line right here for the emissions. You want to break it free from the plastic hose, and then once you do that, it should slide right out like so. And that will stay with the chassis of the car. Look at this. A 10 and the other one's a E-Torx. And guys, it's back. And then you want to jostle and wiggle the oil cooler lines out. Oh, but you wish you had a pig mat, because it's still spilling everywhere. Pig mat under there, soak up some of the oil. What was that?
Coolant.
I think it's still spilling out. Done.
So that'll stay up here when we drop the engine.
There's really not much to these biturbos. Everything's like kind of encapsulated, and then a bunch of connections for oil and coolant, and then down she goes. Down she goes. For a twin turbo car, it's pretty self-confined. At least with the rear wheel drive, that's why we like these, the rear wheel drive biturbos. Oh, I just ripped the lower coolant hose out of the water pump and got splashed with some coolant.
Did you put a pig mat down?
I put the drain under it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't messing around.
Okay.
Was that what you were trying to do?
Huh? I was just wondering if you were just going to shove a pig mat up in here since it was wet there.
Say pig mat one more time today, and you're going to wear one, a soaking one. Here's antifreeze for you. How's that taste?
Oh, let me take care of that real quick.
Oh, there you go. See, pig mats are good for that kind of thing. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for the commercial break, the intermission that everybody loves so much. And with this, I want to take this great opportunity to share with you the best tow company in all of America. Some say it's America's tow company. Without further ado, enjoy this video. Howdy, I'd like to introduce Modern Tow. If you're broke down, if you have a dead battery, a blown tire, blown transmission or engine, we'll pick you up, we'll take you back to the good old fellows at Modern Masters. Is that Rosie? Is that a tow? Is that a tow down there?
It's real hard work, you know, a lot of late nights, time away from my family. Pay's not the greatest, but I made it all back with some scratches last week, so it's all good.
You will save these people. You will tow their vehicle to safety. It's your God-given mission to go out there and make the roads great again. Breakdowns no more. Modern Tow!
Modern Tow.
I gotta get it together. You've gotta start cutting down on them sweets. Your doctor told you your cholesterol and sugar is just too high. Them soda pops and the moon pies, they ain't getting you nowhere. They just gonna get you in the ground. And where are these people? What the breakdown's gonna be then? Lost, because you can't help tow if you're dead or overweight. You know, freedom ain't free. There's 3 ingredients to freedom. You got nicotine, caffeine, and oil. If you're short or name one of those 3, you'd be sure to find America trying to find the other one. Modern Tow, America's tow company.
Push, pull, drag, tow, upside down, right side up, inside out. My guys will come pick it up, put it on a rollback, and bring it on down to the shop. So don't forget to hit us up at 240-707-1713 and get you on the rollback today.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this high side AC line off of here. We'll go ahead and drop the exhaust.
Dropping the pipes. Right, look at that. Stopped it right at the end. This right here is a pump that's on the bottom of the transmission here. What that does is, this is eco stop start. When the engine shuts off, this electric pump has to turn on and keep transmission fluid line pressure up so that while the engine's off, it will still stay in gear, and then when the engine starts back up, this will disengage. That is the ISM, that is the integrated selector module that shifts the gears electronically versus the manual shifter. Rusty undid the chassis ground for the engine. It's a very important ground. You will get tons of lights and errors. And then just pop it off like so. And then you can unplug the TCU harness, and this stays with the chassis also. And then next we will be doing drive shaft, transmission mount, all that good stuff. Steering shaft coming out now. It's always fun doing downpipes on these engines. Bridge pipes, whatever. I call them downpipes. People are calling them bridge pipes. I don't get it, but it is a downpipe. It's turbo. It goes downwards. It's way easier dropping the whole engine and doing the turbos and the downpipes at the same versus snaking these up. And
The way I see it, it bridges the gap between the turbo and the mid pipe.
oh, okay, well, I hate that terminology, bridge pipe. That is a downpipe. And then what hooks to the downpipe is a catless midsection, like we've been calling it for 40 years.
I'll tell you what, there is one hell of a toll to get these bridge pipes to put in.
Oh. Well, thank God for the owner, I have an easy pass, and we're dropping the engine.
All right, there's not much left to do really, but let's get the wheel off. And that will give us access to the tie rods and control arms. And we can get those out of the way and start dropping the cradle. I get my A-hammer down in here on the top. All right, there's one side out. And then we're also going to be unbolting the control arms from the inside here and just going to swing them out of the way. Some people like to unbolt the strut and all that. I don't mess with that. I like the strut to hold all this up because it's heavy. And we're just going to swing these out of the way, and that will give us room for the subframe to drop down. And then we'll come back and do this one right here. We also need to unbolt this sway bar link and disconnect the ride height sensor linkage right here, which looks like it was about to fall off anyway. I don't think it was doing much good there. So we'll see what I can do to tighten that up when we get back together, but looks like that spring wasn't very springy. So that makes it easy for me. Was pull that out of the way, get the sway bar link off on both sides, and we will get that control arm out of the way. All right, let's see if we get lucky like we did with our tie rod. Maybe this will come right out of here. Ding, 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 ding. Alright, we'll swing him out of the way, just like that. This side does take a little longer because you have a big cooler here, so I can't get an impact directly onto this. So I'm going to have to break it loose by hand, and I think I have a smaller right angle impact that might be able to get it out of there, but I think most of the time I usually end up getting these out by hand because I don't want to damage any of these hoses over here on this side. So, looks like whoever had this out last and put this cooler in did not bolt the bracket back down. Tisk tisk. Not too promising if that's not bolted down. It's very important. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go ahead and just take off this lower coolant hose. I think it'll give me more room, and I don't risk breaking it off using impact in here. Somebody get Craig. I think we need another pigment down there. All right, we are just about ready to get the engine table underneath this thing and drop the engine and transmission out. But first, I want to unbolt the motor mounts. We have two 13mm bolts up in here on both sides. That will make it a lot easier for me to get the engine off of the subframe once it is down on the table. So I'm gonna get this bolt out of there real quick before that table's in the way of the mounts. And one more thing I like to do before the engine table is in the way is take out the bottom bell housing bolts. So I don't have to work around the engine table and squat down to get these bottom ones out. I'll go ahead and take them out now. And everything else is relatively easy to get to. All right, so we have our engine table in position that Craig has MacGyvered into an air-powered system. So I used to have to sit here and pump by hand what would seem like forever to get this thing to go up into the air. But now all I have to do is press this button and it'll shoot up. So I'm just gonna get it into position here, get it nice and close.
All right, Rusty has the engine ready to come down. Are you ready, Russell?
I gotta unbolt the subframe.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's unbolt the subframe. There's 4 bolts.
Look at this though.
What's that?
This was just flopping in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bolted in. Did you show the people?
I showed the people.
Showed the people the heat exchanger was just flopping around. That's always good.
We don't like to flop around here.
She's coming down. She's coming down. Now it's tight. We gonna break them by hand?
No,
What are you gonna do?
I'm getting Bertha.
Which one's Bertha? 1/2-inch impact?
Yeah.
How much you guys want to bet that his 1/2-inch impact doesn't do? Because he's been bragging about this thing forever, but it is worn out.
This thing will take the car off the lift.
It's not gonna work, people. It's not gonna work. I guarantee you it doesn't work. If it does work, Anthony, delete all this. So, yeah, but if it doesn't work, keep it. Because I'm gonna win this. Oh, and you got step downs for the extension? Chrome sockets too. He grabbed Big Bertha and chrome sockets. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Let's all laugh together
Yeah.
at this setup he has.
Oh.
So it's got a step down to a 3/4 and it's all chrome. Look at that. And when you break it, Snap-on isn't going to be here to warranty it out.
Well, at least we have safety glasses on.
Son of a. There's one. Oh, sorry, they couldn't hear me laughing over the sound of the impact. So I was half right. I'll take it.
No, I just didn't
You
want
better
to.
use my Milwaukee gun and be done with this.
I didn't want to break my adapter.
Oh, you don't want to break your adapter?
Yeah.
Just use my Milwaukee gun.
Ain't gonna do it.
So what are you doing now?
Getting the 1/2-inch version of that.
Oh, you have a 1/2-inch version?
No, like a different adapter. Just a
Oh.
different thing.
He has a different adapter he's going to try.
Keep in mind, I'm the one doing this while
I
Craig
would
holds
just
the camera.
I would just break it by hand with a wrench.
Let's see it.
Give me a ratchet in that socket, and I will break that loose for you. Are you kidding me? I could pick this car up off the lift and then loosen that bolt with my hands, and then it'll be good to go. Oh, this is what he gave me. This is what he gave me to do it by hand. Wow. Someone lost the rest of this wrench. And it's a 1/4 drive. That is ridiculous. Yeah, let me tell you. But I bet you if I did break this by hand, he would shut his mouth for the rest of his life. All right, guys, he moved the torque around. And it worked! And it worked, and it's lowering itself down. Ah, Rusty was right again. But he didn't do it the first try, so. All right, let me check this side. This is a cool image of the Weistec downpipes.
Bridge pipes.
Whatever. Weistec downpipes, Weistec heat shields. If you want to pay, an insane amount of money for metal, buy the Weistec downpipes. Yeah, that's good. I don't see anything being held up. Cool. Not bad for a 45-minute job.
Not bad at all.
Just kidding. All right, guys. Well, I think that wraps up this segment of this video. Real quick before we end this, pop these pipes off. I want to show them the turbos.
The tunnel pipes?
Yeah, I want to see if they are upgraded wheel turbos. Pop this thing out. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We have a ported turbo for sure. A little bit of oil in there, but that could have been from the intercooler, from maybe the old turbos, the engine running like shit. But yeah. And another ported wheel turbo. Thought they had like the Weistec logo on them. Feels good. Feels good also. But we'll check them out to be a little bit more precautious, and yeah. There's some Weistec turbos. Cool deal. That wraps this up. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video, and we hoped you loved all this action. The next video on this car, we will be tearing apart the M157 to show you some carnage and send that short block off to the machine shop, picking up another one, and keeping these BITURBO trains a-rolling. So we hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up.
Share with your friends.
And subscribe. And most importantly, leave a comment about my co-pilot, all that good stuff.
Pig mat using
in the comments. Say something cool. And if you do, we will throw you out a picture of Rusty's bald spot with your name on it. So, till next time, we're out of here.
fuel lines, disconnect those. I try to get all the harness.
All right, guys, that wraps up today.
Nice.
Ha! Ah! Ha! Just scared. Just scared. Boop. All right. All right, guys, and just so you know, Taylor from RC Cars has been keeping the refrigerator nice and stocked, so these guys are doing the best work for you while hydrated. Right, Taylor? Right, Taylor? Right, Taylor? Say hi to YouTube. No. Taylor, you're not fun. So you can see the inside of an M157. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm already starting the next video. Okay. Whew. Sun's really hitting that thing. And let's have a wonderful day and just end this video without having to say everything 5,000 times and messing it up. Joey!
Test, test, test.
Kind of move
test,
your shirt around, like put your arms up in the air.
Test, test, test. Lunch is on the way. Lunch is on the way.
What's up with the tractor and trailer?
Make your branch, I think.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, are you ready? Can you? It's because you're losing your composure is why I'm messing up.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
I was fine until you started chuckling.
Oh, God. All right, pull yourself together.
I need someone to powder my nose.